Hiya, Laurie here, welcome back. So today I thought we could do a little studio vlog. I'm not packing orders at the moment, but I do have a few items that I need to restock, some boxes I need to replenish. I've already made up my boxes because that's quite tedious to watch, but I do have to still put the labels on some of them, which I've already printed off and cut out. I've also got some handmade paper kits I need to make up, and some pockets for my vintage postcard ephemera sets to make up, and some applique packs to make up. So I've made up a few of these already, but I'm going to be making some more just to kind of get you to use all of my doilies, because I've just ordered a new bunch. So every applique kit comes with one of these beautifully crocheted doilies. So I've only got a few left of those, so I thought I would just make those up, and that way when the new ones arrive I have room for them. And yeah, so I printed out these are my handmade paper beginner guides and extra tips that I put in with all of my handmade paper kits, which is like you get your deco and you get flowers, dried flowers, gold flecks, things like that. So this is just, if you've never made paper before, it kind of gives you a guide on how to start, and also just some extra tips and tricks that I've found helpful. But yeah, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to be putting my stickers on my boxes here. So these are for the applique embellishments, so those little kit thingies get put in these boxes. So I'm just going to put this label here on these boxes here, and I'm also going to be putting these longer labels on these boxes here, which are for the wooden handled owls that I stock. So yeah, I'll probably pop back once I have done that, but I will speed through this part so I don't bore you to tears.
Between the shades of grey, I can see some light beginning. As I pick up the pieces of years gone by, I begin to get the hang of it. Nothing's gonna stand in my way, and now the future looks brighter today. Somehow everything's perfectly clear, and I'm starting to wonder why I never saw this before. I'm done with crying for nothing when I can do anything. I'll be just fine without you, and I'll do whatever I want to. Ready or not, I'm gonna make it. You'll see, and you'll be the one missing me now. I'm gonna make it. You'll see now. Everything's perfectly clear, and I'm starting to wonder why I never saw this before. I'm done with crying for nothing when I can do anything. I'll be just fine without you, and I'll do whatever I want to. Ready or not, I'm gonna make it. You'll see, and you'll be the one missing me. You'll be the one. You'll be the one. between the shades of gray, I can see some light beginning. As I pick up the pieces of years gone by, I begin to get the hang of it. Nothing's gonna stand in my way. And now the future looks brighter today. Somehow everything's perfectly clear, and I'm starting to.
So I had to go away and print off some more labels for my postcard sets, and I've just grabbed my new adhesive lace trim thingamabobs so that I can label those as well. Just grab my wee paper trimmy thing and get these trimmed down.
The one missing me now. I'm gonna make it, you'll see now. Everything's perfectly clear, and I'm starting to wonder why I never saw this before. I'm done with crying for nothing when I can do anything.
So I can pop these away now. And we can move on to making the applique packs up, and then we can do those. I'm just going to pop this to the side. I've got like a big basket off to the side here that's got a bunch of appliques in it, and it's like ready for throwing up. It's so full. It keeps knocking, like things keep just kind of jumping out of it. So hopefully they don't all just fall out while I try to find my doilies. There we go. So like I said, every pack of appliques gets one of these doilies, and you get 10, well, you get at least 10 items. I normally put more than 10 items in, but they get at least 10 applique items. Let me try and fit as many down on my desk as I can. Move my coffee out the way. I hope everyone's having a nice day. It is still about, I don't know actually, it's about 10 o'clock, half 10 in the morning at the moment. So far, had the kiddies off to school, and then came back and started talking to you guys. So I like to add at least one larger applique. So I'm going to, obviously I like them all to be slightly different. Like I said, I like to have at least one large item, one large applique. I usually put more than that, but I like to have at least one larger applique per pack. So that's usually the first thing that I add. That's quite so much.
Between the shades of gray, I can see some light beginning. As I pick up the pieces of years gone by, I begin to get the hang of it. Nothing's gonna stand in my way, and now the future looks brighter today. Somehow everything's perfectly clear, and I'm starting to wonder why I never saw this before.
I'm going to just pop these straight into this basket alongside the other ones. So I had 11 of these, so 34. So I've now got 34 that I can pop into the shop. Yay, yay, yay. And I can go shove these appliques out of the way because they are just taking over my entire desk. I just need to try and push some of the air out of this little baggie first. Try to get as much of the air out so that they don't take up too much space in storage, which is why I keep them in these little bags rather than in the boxes, because I don't want to make up 30 odd boxes. I kind of make a bunch of them, like less than 10, and then I just make more when I run out. So yeah, I just keep them in these little baggies and I pop those in a drawer. So I'm going to go pop my appliques away and I will be right back. Okay, so that's those away. I also took a quick picture of how I store my appliques, which I will pop up somewhere on the screen if you're interested. It took me a long time to find an adequate way to store my appliques, as I have a fair amount of them for obvious reasons. So I hang them on my door in one of those shoe rack pocket thingamabobs, and it's the best way I've found to store them without taking up a lot of space, and yeah, I like it. So like I said, I'll pop up a picture somewhere up on the screen so you can see what I'm talking about. So if you're looking for a way to store your appliques or your lace trims even, that's a good way of doing so. But anyway, so now I'm going to be making the handmade paper kits. So I've got my little checklist here since my memory is that bad, and I've got my mould and decals here with my sponges. So I'm going to take all of these out of the plastic bags that they came in and just double check that everything's nice and the way it's supposed to be, essentially. For instance, that's not good.
Between the shades of gray, I can see some light beginning as I pick up the pieces of years gone by. I begin to get the hang of.
So out of the 6, I've got 2 that are damaged. So what I will do is I will look at them and see if there's a way I can fix them by maybe knocking a few nails in. And if not, these will get sent back and I will order new ones. But they seem pretty easily fixed, it's just the frames come away. So I think the both of them are exactly the same in that way. Yeah, so I think that fixing those will be pretty easy. Just need to pop in a few nails and a little bit of glue to hold them in place and they'll be fine. But I'm not doing that right now. So I stamp my shop name down the bottom with some archival ink, and then I can get started. So each kit comes with your mould and decal, which is obviously this little doohickey here. You also get a handmade paper beginner's guide, which basically just tells you how to use this. And then it gives you some extra tips for instance, adding the flecks or your dry flowers. So you also get one of these, which have several different colours of hydrangeas, I think they are. And I put gold pages in the last set, so I think I'm going to put silver in. Well, I'm not, I don't think I'm going to. I'm going to be putting silver into this set, so I can show you that without damaging it. It's just a little page of silver leaf. Same idea as gold leaf, just silver. And it comes between two pieces of paper, just so that it's nice and safe. And then I also add in 2 extra absorbent sponges. Like so. So that's it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, that's everything. And then I've got this little handmade paper holdery thing that, where's my little sticky things? I just pop on with a couple of paper dot sticker thingamabobs. So these are just like craft sticker dots, like craft paper type sticker dots. Just grab me 2 of those. And then I get a new sleeve. I don't like to keep the sleeves that they come in on them, purely because they look kind of ragged after being shipped and stuff like that. Obviously I could leave them on them, but I prefer to put a new one on, if it will go on. Camera. And these ones are a lot snugger, so it stops everything kind of moving around too much as well, whereas the Polly Pocket thingies that they came in before, they had quite a bit of room to move around in, whereas I prefer them to stay put, and that way during shipping everything's not going to be rattling around. It's just going to stay as it is, nice and neat, or as neat as possible. Obviously the sponges have moved slightly, but I'm okay with that. So on to the next one.
In between the shades of gray, I can see some light beginning. As I pick up the pieces of years gone by, I begin to get the hang of it. Nothing's gonna stand in my way, and now the future looks brighter today. Somehow everything's perfectly clear, and I am starting to wonder why I never saw this before. I'm done with crying for nothing when I can do anything
thing for this morning is finally adding ink to my shop. So I added feather quills to my shop not that long ago, and now I'm finally adding ink. It's only taken me a few months. To be fair, the thing that took the longest to arrive was my little measuring jugs. These little doodads. Which was annoying to wait for. But they're here now. So I'm just going to put all the labels on these little jars, and then I can start filling them up with ink.
Between the shades of gray, I can see some light beginning. As I pick up the pieces of years gone by, I begin to get the hang of it. Nothing's gonna stand in my way, and now the future looks brighter today. Somehow everything's perfectly clear, and I'm starting to wonder why I never saw this before. I'm done with crying for nothing when I can do anything. I'll be just fine without you, and I'll do whatever I want to. Ready or not, I'm gonna make it. You'll see, and you'll be the one missing me now. I'm gonna make it. You'll see now. Everything's perfectly clear.
There we go. I don't know how I feel about the tape, to be fair. I think I'm probably going to have to try and find a different way of holding the lid on while it's in transit. I've left one undone so that I can obviously photograph it and get it listed. I really am not a fan of the tape. I don't know what else I could do to obviously ensure that it stays closed, but I don't like it. So it's coming off. If you've got any ideas on what I could do to help these stay closed, let me know. I'd be very much appreciative. But yeah, I think I'm going to call it a day. Thank you very much for joining me in my little studio vlog. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you are well, and I will see you soon. Take care and God bless. Bye.